Jack was just a simple human, a space mechanic, traveling alone on a small ship, looking for lost signals and broken satellites. He wasn't a hero. He wasn't a fighter. He just liked fixing things. But today, something strange happened. A red alert popped on his screen. Unknown ship crashed, Sector 9, desert planet Aros. Jack looked at the map. Only 20 minutes away, he said. Let's see what's broken. He landed his ship near the crash site. Dust blew everywhere. The alien ship was badly damaged. One wing was on fire, and the back half was buried in sand. It didn't look like any ship Jack had seen before. It was smooth, silver, and glowing slightly blue. Jack grabbed his tools and ran inside. The ship was quiet. No smoke, no fire inside. Just glowing walls and strange symbols. "Hello?" he called out. "Anyone here?" No answer. He walked deeper into the ship. Then he saw a door, half open, blinking red. Inside was a glowing room like a chamber. In the center was a large glass tube. And inside it, someone was moving. The tube opened with a hiss. Out stepped a young woman. But she wasn't human. Her skin was pale silver. Her hair floated like it was underwater. Her eyes glowed faint purple. And she wasn't wearing any clothes. Jack's mouth opened, but no words came out. The alien woman looked at him, shocked. Then her eyes went wide. "You human. You saw me unclothed." Jack stepped back. What? I didn't mean." She looked terrified. "This is bad. Very bad. You saw a royal body. In my culture, that means only two options. Marriage or death." Jack blinked. "Excuse me?" She moved closer. "You must marry me now. Say the vows with me. Or when my guards arrive, they'll kill you. And me." He looked at her face. She wasn't joking. Wait, marriage? I don't even know your name. I am Princess Alira of the House Viral. And we have no time." Suddenly, loud footsteps echoed through the ship. "The guards," she whispered. "They're coming. They can't find us like this." Jack panicked. Fine. What do I say?" She held his hand. Her skin was cold and smooth. "Repeat after me," she said quickly, speaking in her alien language. Jack copied her words, not knowing what he was saying. A moment later, the main door burst open. Alien guards in black armor rushed in with energy weapons aimed. "Step away from the princess," one shouted. Princess Alira stepped in front of Jack. "Stop," she said firmly. "He is my mate now." He followed the old law. "We are bonded." The guards froze. Jack just stood there, completely lost. He had come to fix a broken ship. Now he was married to an alien princess. The guards stood still, their weapons still pointed, unsure what to do. Jack looked around nervously. He had no idea what kind of mess he was in. Princess Alira raised her hand. "Lower your weapons," she ordered. "This human is now my chosen mate." He followed the law of sight. You know the rule. The guards hesitated, then slowly lowered their guns. One of them, a tall alien with red markings on his armor, stepped forward. "My princess," he said coldly. "This human is not of our kind. The elders will not accept this union. You know what they will say." Alira turned to him sharply. "Then let them say it to my face. I have chosen. The law is clear. I am safe and so is he." Jack whispered. "What law? What's going on? What did I just marry into?" Alira looked at him with a mix of regret and sympathy. "It's called the law of sight. If anyone sees a royal unclothed, it's seen as an invasion of honor. Normally, the punishment is death. But if the other person agrees to bond, to marry, the law protects them." Jack scratched his head. "This is crazy." "Not just crazy," she said. "Dangerous." The guards escorted them out of the crashed ship. A royal transport had landed nearby, sleek, black, and guarded by tall warriors with glowing staffs. As they boarded, Jack saw the desert stretch into the horizon. His small ship was still there, alone. "Can I go back?" he asked. "Maybe just undo this?" Alira shook her head. Not now. If you leave, they'll think you ran. That's treason. You must come with me to the virile capital. Jack sighed. Great. First I fix ships. Now I fix royal drama. Inside the royal transport, everything was bright and clean. Floating orbs provided soft light. Strange music played in the background. Alira sat on a soft silver seat, her hands folded. You're taking this well, Jack said. I have to, she replied. But I won't lie. This changes everything. My people will question me. The council will not accept a human so easily. And what if they don't? Alira looked out the window. Then they may kill you. Or me. Or both. Jack sat back, speechless. Suddenly the ship shook. A loud alarm went off. What's that? Jack asked. The guard at the front shouted. Incoming fire! We are under attack. Alira stood up. It's the royal rebels. They must have heard about the bonding. The lights turned red. Explosions rocked the ship. Alira grabbed Jack's arm. Stay close to me. No matter what happens, don't let go. The ship dropped fast, alarms blaring louder. And then, everything went dark. Jack woke up to smoke. His head hurt. His ears rang. The royal transport had crashed. He opened his eyes and saw the broken ceiling above him. Sparks flew from the walls. Something was leaking. Alira? He called out, coughing. He looked around. A few alien guards were lying on the floor, unconscious or worse. The ship was tilted. One engine was on fire. Alira! Jack shouted again. Then he saw her, trapped under a piece of metal, struggling to move. He rushed over and pushed the metal off. Are you okay? She nodded slowly. I'm not hurt, but we have to move. Now. Jack helped her up. Her silver skin had a few scratches, but she stood tall. Regal. Determined. What happened? Jack asked. Rebel fighters, she said. They don't follow the old laws. They don't care about my choice. They want power, and they'll kill you to break the bond. Just then, the ship's back door was blown open with a loud boom. Smoke filled the room. Dark shadows entered. Tall figures in black armor with red visors. The rebels. Stay behind me, Alira whispered. But the rebels moved fast. They knocked down the last standing guard and pointed weapons at Alira and Jack. Princess Alira, one of them said in a deep voice, you have broken tradition. You bonded with a human. This is betrayal. I followed the law, she replied. You are the traitors here. The rebel leader raised his hand. Take them. Jack tried to fight, but a rebel hit him with a shock weapon. He fell to the floor, shaking, his vision blurry. The last thing he saw was Alira being pulled away, shouting his name. Then, everything went black. Some hours later, Jack woke up in a cold, metal room. It looked like a prison cell. No windows, one door, a blinking red light in the ceiling. His hands were chained. His head throbbed. He sat up slowly. Okay, he muttered. No tools, no weapons, no idea where I am. Married to an alien princess. Chased by rebels. Yep, just another Tuesday. Suddenly the door opened. A rebel stepped in and threw something at him. A cloth bag. Inside was food. You will need strength, the rebel said. Your trial begins soon. Jack frowned. Trial? For what? The rebel replied. For daring to marry a virile princess. The council will decide if you live or die. The door shut again. Jack stared at the wall. He was alone. He didn't know where Alira was. He didn't know what the council would say. But deep down, something had changed. He wasn't just a lost mechanic anymore. He was in the middle of an alien war. And now he had something to fight for. Jack sat in the cold prison cell, staring at the blinking red light on the ceiling. Time moved slowly. He didn't know how long he'd been there. No one came. No one talked to him. He wasn't sure if Alira was even alive. The food they gave him tasted like plastic. The bed was just metal. And the walls were so thick, not even a sound passed through. Finally, the door opened. 2 guards entered. Their armor was black and red, rebel colors. "Get up," one of them said. Jack stood slowly, his arms still sore from the shock weapon. They pulled him out into a long hallway, cold and silent. The lights above flickered as they walked. "Where are you taking me?" he asked. "To face the council," the other guard said. "Your fate will be decided now." Jack felt his heart beat faster. They entered a massive chamber, dark, round, with strange glowing symbols on the walls. At the far end, 7 tall figures stood behind a high platform. Their faces were hidden under silver masks. The council. Alira was there too, on her knees, her hands bound in silver cuffs. She looked up as Jack entered, her eyes filled with worry. "Alira!" he shouted. "Silence!" one of the council members said. Jack was pushed forward. A spotlight hit him. He stood in front of them, feeling small. "Human," the masked voice echoed. "You have broken the traditions of Viral. You saw a royal unclothed. Then you bonded with her. Speak." "Why?" Jack swallowed. "I didn't mean to. I was trying to help. I saw the ship crash. I just went in to help." "And you said the vows?" "Yes," Jack nodded. "Because she said I'd die if I didn't." "Do you understand what bonding with a royal means?" Jack hesitated. "Not really, but I do know she's more than just a princess. She's brave. She risked everything to protect me. And now I'm standing here, facing death, because I tried to save her." The room was silent. Then one of the council members spoke. "Even if your words are true, the bond is not valid until completed by the joining ceremony." "What does that mean?" Jack asked. Alira looked up. "They want proof, a ritual that seals the bond between mates. If we don't do it, they will call it fake. And if we do," the council leader said coldly, "then the human becomes one of us, protected, respected. But if the ritual fails, both of you will be executed." Jack looked at Alira. "Can we do it?" Alira didn't answer right away. Then she said, "Yes, but the ritual is dangerous. It's not just words. It's mental, emotional. They'll see inside your soul." Jack took a deep breath. "Then let them look." The council nodded. "So be it." The joining begins at first light. Suddenly the chamber shook. Alarms screamed. A voice shouted over the speaker. "Warning! Unknown ship approaching. Weapons armed. Shield breach in progress." The guards rushed out. Alira turned to Jack, her eyes wide. "That's not one of ours," she whispered. "Someone's coming, and they're not here to help." The ground shook again. Screams echoed from outside the council chamber. Alira and Jack looked at each other as red emergency lights flashed across the walls. Guards ran past them, shouting in the alien language. "Who's attacking?" Jack asked. Alira stood slowly, eyes sharp. "It's not rebels. This energy, it's different. It's old." The main door burst open. A young virile warrior rushed in. "Princess, the Oblivion ships have returned. We must evacuate." Alira froze. "That's impossible. They vanished generations ago." "What's an Oblivion ship?" Jack asked, confused. Alira answered with a whisper. "A forgotten enemy. They don't take prisoners. They erase planets." The council shouted behind them. "Secure the princess. Take the human." Guards pulled Alira and Jack in opposite directions. "No!" Alira yelled. "He's my bondmate." "He's not one of us," the lead guard replied. "He's not safe here." Jack struggled as 2 alien guards dragged him away. "Alira!" he shouted. "I'll find you," she called back. Then, everything went dark again. Somewhere in the lower levels, Jack was locked in a cold room again. But this time there were no guards, just the sound of distant explosions. He looked around. No windows, one door. But now he was angry. "I'm done being dragged around," he muttered. He found a sharp metal piece on the floor, broken from the wall. Using it, he started working on the door lock. It wasn't easy, but he was a mechanic. This part, at least, he understood. After several minutes, Click, the door opened. Smoke filled the hallway. The lights flickered. Jack stepped out. Alarms were still blaring. Alien warriors were fighting, some rebels, some guards, and now something else. Dark shadows moved through the smoke. Floating machines, smooth and black, fired silent energy blasts that turned walls into dust. Oblivion drones. Jack ducked, heart racing. Suddenly, a hand grabbed his arm. Alira? He turned. But it wasn't her. It was a tall figure in black armor. Not rebel, not virile, something older. The voice from behind the helmet was calm, cold. You are the human who bonded with the princess. Jack stepped back. Who are you? We are the forgotten, the figure said. We are the ones Viral feared. And now, you are the key. The key to what? The figure pointed to Jack's chest. The bond you share with her, it awakens something ancient. A link between species. A power we once lost. Jack narrowed his eyes. Why do you care? Because the war is not about her anymore. It's about you. Without warning, the figure raised a hand. Jack's body froze. A strange energy surrounded him. And then, blackness. Jack opened his eyes. But this time he wasn't in a cell. He was floating in a white space. No floor, no ceiling, no walls. Just endless light. His body felt weightless, calm. But something pulsed inside him, like a quiet heartbeat, deep in his chest. Then he heard a voice. Not from outside, from inside his mind. You are the bridge, human. The bond has changed you. Jack turned, confused. Who are you? What is this place? A glowing shape appeared. Humanoid, but ancient. His body was made of light and shadows. We were once like them, like the Viral, until the bond was broken. Now you carry the connection they lost. You and the princess, together, you are the key to balance. Jack shook his head. I didn't ask for any of this. No, but you were chosen. The light figure stepped closer. You must decide. Save her world, or return to yours. You cannot have both. Suddenly, Jack's chest glowed. A symbol appeared, half human, half virile. Pulsed with energy. He gasped and woke up. Back in the real world, Jack was on the floor of a ruined chamber. The black-armored figure stood over him. You saw it, the figure said. Didn't you? Jack sat up slowly. What was that? A memory, the figure replied, of what your bond unlocked. Jack clenched his fists. Where is Alira? She's being taken to the high tower. The council wants to end the bond before it spreads. They fear what you two might become. Jack stood up. Then I need to get to her. Now. The figure paused, then handed Jack a small device. A glowing disc. Take this. It will open the door to the high tower. But once you enter, you face the judgment of both sides. No one may protect you. Jack grabbed it. I don't need protection. He ran through the burning hallways, dodging smoke, falling debris, and collapsing walls. Meanwhile, in the high tower, Alira knelt in a silver circle, her hands bound again. The council stood around her. You broke the law. You broke the line of purity, one of them said. She raised her head. I followed the law of sight. He protected me. He is my bondmate. The bond must be severed before it corrupts our world. Another voice echoed. Alira's eyes filled with tears, not from fear, but from rage. You still don't see. The bond isn't corruption. It's evolution. A machine powered up beside her. A glowing blade, ancient and humming with deadly energy. The council member raised his hand. Begin the severing. The blade moved closer to Alira's chest. Suddenly, boom, the door exploded open. Smoke filled the room. And standing in the firelight was Jack, holding the glowing disc like a shield. Step away from her, he said. The room fell silent. And then the blade turned toward him. Jack stood in the doorway, smoke rising around him. His clothes were torn. His face was bruised. But his eyes were sharp, and the glowing disc in his hand pulsed with light. The council turned, surprised. Alira's eyes widened. Jack! He stepped forward. You touch her, and I swear, whatever this thing is in my chest, I'll use it. The lead council member raised his hand. You are no warrior. You are just a human. Jack held up the disc. No, I'm the bond. The council hesitated. The blade hovering above Alira paused midair. The glowing symbol on Jack's chest began to shine again, brighter than before. Half human, half virile. Everyone in the chamber stared. One of the elder council members whispered, "It's true. The bond has awakened." Suddenly, a loud crash shook the entire tower. Outside, the sky had turned black. Dozens of Oblivion ships were descending. Their weapons glowed red. "They're going to destroy the capital," Alira said, struggling to her feet. "We don't have time." Jack shouted, "Let her go." The council finally lowered the blade. The energy faded. Alira was released. Jack ran to her, pulling her close. The symbol on their chests glowed together. Two lights, one bond. Outside, the Oblivion fleet hovered above the city. Giant drones began to fall from the sky like metal rain. Panic spread. But inside the tower, something was happening. Jack and Alira stood in the center of the chamber. Their hands touched. The ground lit up beneath them. Ancient symbols formed a circle. Energy filled the room. "Do you trust me?" Alira asked. Jack nodded. "With my life." They closed their eyes. The bond fully awakened. A wave of blue and white energy exploded from the circle, blasting through the tower, into the sky, and across the city. The Oblivion drones froze mid-air. Then, one by one, they shut down. Their lights faded. Their weapons powered off. And then they fell. Silence. Later, the virile city stood in peace. Smoke cleared. People gathered in the streets, looking to the tower. Inside, the council bowed their heads. "The bond is true," one of them said. "It saved us." Jack and Alira stood together, hand in hand. "I guess I'm not just a mechanic anymore," Jack smiled. Alira looked at him with a small grin. "You're a prince now. Technically." Jack blinked. "Wait, what?" She laughed softly. "We'll talk about it later." As they walked outside, the people cheered. Virils and rebels together. The bond had united them all. Final scene. That night, Jack stood alone on a balcony, looking up at the stars. Behind him, Alira stepped forward. "You're thinking about Earth." Jack nodded. "Yeah. I wonder if they'd believe what happened." She leaned on his shoulder. "Maybe one day you'll go back." Jack smiled. "Maybe, but not yet." They looked out together. Two worlds, one bond, and a new future just beginning.